And welcome from family to Dr. Paul, the Holistic Health Show. Whoa, I get a bad echo there, buddy. Yeah, we got a bad echo. All right, welcome to the Green Hour, WURD at 96.1 FM and also 900 AM on the weekend, sponsored by Celia. I'm your host, Dr. Paul Hopkins. We're here every Sunday from 3 to 4 p.m. You can also find us on WURDradio.com and in the community. My co-host is Health Advocate Bill Morgan. Bill, you there?
You got it, buddy.
And each week we bring clarity to the conversation about health and environment. We encourage clean living from the inside out. A centerpiece of this is maintaining a healthy lifestyle and getting informed about the connection between good health and what is happening in the world around you. It includes what you consume, what you wear, what products you use on your body, how you clean your home, what you drive, what you purchase, and the decision you make every day. On the Green Hour, we will focus on the environment as it plays a key part of our social integrity. And on the Green Hour, we will focus on how the people and the planet are one. Without further ado, welcome, family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jordan Booth.
Yo, what's going
How you
on,
doing,
y'all?
man?
The
Hey.
JB.
I think
Yes,
the
sir.
echo is gone, man. I had a bad echo starting off there.
Yeah.
Woo.
Man, yeah, that was out of nowhere.
That was out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
It
Technology
felt
messing with
like
us,
I
man.
was like in the twilight, so you felt like it was like.
Yeah.
Said, wait a minute, where are we? Big B, how you doing there, buddy?
Yeah, man, I'm doing well. I'm sweating, but I'm doing all right,
sweating,
man. I'm
man.
sweating.
Man,
Hey, man, you know, things are clearing out. You know, we're getting a little better weather outside.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, we were blessed
Yeah.
to have a little early morning sunshine today. You know, a little rain, you know, really early this morning.
What you talking about?
And they talking about some more rain on the way, man.
What?
It's, you know,
What you
later on
talking
this
about?
afternoon. I
What you
know.
talking-
I
You
know.
talking- That's
You
that's
know,
all you people
hey.
over there in Pennsylvania.
You know, that's in Pennsylvania. That's right. I forgot you
That's a
in Jersey.
Pennsylvania thing, man. We
Jordan, you hear him?
Right.
He
oh my
said-
goodness.
Hey, Jordan, you Dr. P,
Jersey.
keep that water over there, man. We don't
Oh,
want no
no.
more floods.
We're gonna swing some of that down
It's
there
cool.
where you are.
It's cool. We'll stay hydrated.
Hey,
We'll stay
family,
hydrated
if you
over
are
here.
tuning in, this is the Green Hour. We're going to talk today about some good stuff. You know, lots going on this week, Big B. You know,
Yeah, man.
you know, not only with things changing in the air. You know, we are going into a seasonal change. You know, and we always talk about this is the time where we do seasonal change. So keep up the immune system. We're going to talk about some good stuff today.
Yes,
But Big B, before we do that, there are some things that are on the rise. You know, we've been talking about here on the Green Hour for a long time. We've been
Yeah, man.
speaking about a lot of the variants that are going on, and we have, you know, mask mandate again. They got to put the mask back on over
Yes,
here in
sir.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Whether you're going indoors or not, you're going to have to put the mask on. They're going to be, I'll say recommended.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
we've always said that, you know, always use proper PPE, also, you know,
Yes.
distancing along with washing hands and also keeping on the mask. You just don't know because we're all now moving towards other variants that are even moving to now what's called Lambda. We'll
Yes.
talk a little bit about Lambda today.
Yes,
But
yes.
the Delta Plus was something that was rolling a long time. And this was going on we've been speaking here for about at least 4 weeks now or more. You know, we've been saying that, you know, you got to start to build the immune system. Keep it up, yeah, family. You can't beat building the immune system. That is your
Yes,
number
yes,
one and only thing that you can guarantee out of this whole situation. So with that, you know, build the immune system, feed the body corrects itself 11 times faster. But it tends that we fall on that short end because we aren't living to the statutory level of when we start talking about food
man.
choices,
Oh,
man. You know,
man.
eating right, doing cleanses. You know, we aren't being taught the same things that we should have been doing for a long time. So
Yes.
if you're cleansing all the time, you shouldn't be having a problem. You know, you shouldn't be having a problem with a lot of these things. But now people are having problems because you weren't eating right. You weren't, you know, drinking enough water. You weren't exercising. Now it's coming back on us. So now what do? Let's get this thing in order, y'all. This is the best time to do it. Do it right now. So Big B, tell us from our website what's going on worldwide from
You
our
got
favorite website.
As always, my friend, as of 10 minutes ago, here are the quick facts from our great site. That's NCOV2019.live. That's NCOV2019.live. Hey, guys, this site is our great big health. This thing. It helps us feel really, really good when we go and get a chance to take a look at what's going on around the world. And then the last point, where it shows what the differences are from the beginning to where we are right now. Here we are, our quick facts. Total confirmed cases, 194,669,939. Those are the total confirmed cases worldwide. Total critical cases at this point right now, 84,074. Total deceased worldwide, 4,172,559. Total active cases, 19,187,235. Drum roll, drum roll. Here we go. Total recovered, guys. 174 million. I'm going to wait for that bad boy. What? That's right, 174,941,775. That's our mental health moment, my friends.
Yes. Yes, family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Out of 190, what was it? 194 million.
194 million confirmed cases.
Yeah, 174
million recovered.
Totally recovered. That's a good number, man. That's good to hear. You know, we celebrate you here on the Green Hour because we talk about the solutions to the problem, and that there are people that are, you know, building their immune system, doing things that they should be. And if you've gone through something and come through the COVID experience, that we say that that works a whole new thing on you, on your mental aspect, and you've come through this is a blessing. You need to be celebrated. You know, we need to start now. Big B, I believe that, you know, research needs to be doing post effects. See, we've done I've done several evidence-based programs, and one of the evidence-based programs that we run, we do pre and post evaluation.
Right.
So post evaluation is in necessary need right now, because if you're going to see those that are affected, you got to see, once they go through it, the post effects. So pre and post evaluation. I think post evaluation is is due right now, because of the numbers that we're talking about. So I'm glad that we can look at a number, and you can go to this website, which is ncov2019.live. That's NCOV 2019.live. And that's a site that put together all the epidemiologist reports from around the world. And from that, you can get all of the research numbers and everything. And it goes by country, Big B. This is what I love, man. You can see from country. It goes from country to country, and it really gives you, you know, I mean, it even gives you the time frame that it updates.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It's just like, I got one that just updated 15 minutes ago, and now it keeps going, you know, keeps going. So it gives you active number, confirmed deaths, gives you per million, the deceased rate in that specific location, how many tests were performed, the amount covered per million, all the way down to the population. So it gives you everything you need all in one place, and I think that's awesome, man. So go to that website if you want to get more information, all right? All right, Big B. I want you to tell us, there was a couple of articles. Read the one article. I think we had some interesting articles.
I know there's the one, the Lambda variant, right? Which you should know.
About the Lambda. Yes,
right.
Yes.
Why experts say not to panic. Listen, family, hear the word, not to panic, okay? Here we go. While the Delta variant of the coronavirus has quickly become the dominant strain in the United States, it's not the only variant circulating in the population. The Lambda variant, guys, first identified in Peru, is also making headlines as it has started to be identified in several states. Houston Methodist Hospital reported in its first case of the variant this past week. Now, scientists at the Medical University of South Carolina recently announced they had found the variant in a virus sample taken back in April. All right. Now, according to a database for scientists tracking coronavirus variants, fewer than 700 cases of the Lambda variant have been sequenced in the U.S. so far out of more than 34 million coronavirus cases reported to this date. But the U.S. has sequenced only a tiny fraction of its cases, so that number does not reflect the actual number of Lambda cases in the country. Now, fewer than 1% of U.S. cases in the last 4 weeks have been identified as the Lambda variant, according to the GISAID, a repository for genome data. Now, so do we need to add Lambda to our list of big worries in the U.S.? Not yet, according to the public health officials. The Delta variant, which is more than 2 times as transmissible, now that's deep, 2 times more transmissible as the original strain of the coronavirus, now accounts for 83% of the new coronavirus cases in the U.S. Delta continues to be the central concern for public health officials. So, what we know about the variant, the Lambda variant, is this. It was first identified in Peru in August of 2020, according to the World Health Organization, and cases with the variant have now been identified in 28 countries, according to GISAID. Though many of those have identified only a handful of Lambda cases. So that's kind of like where we are with that.
Right. So the Lambda variant, which is actually goes by C.37 or B1.1.1,
right,
and that was actually detected it was actually first started around December of 2020, and that was actually in Peru. So that's where, of course, we're going down the Greek alphabet right now.
Right.
And we're going through all of them. But that's where this particular one is coming from. And they're saying not to be concerned about this yet, but we want to put it on our radar, that you heard it here, that we're talking about how these things, when they talk about variants, you got to keep your eye on variants because they can move fast. And the reason they move fast, is because people need to know like how levels or effectiveness are what you're doing, building your immune system, but also those that have had vaccines. They're wondering if there's going to be a booster for it. So we're going to start talking about it right now, that yes, the Delta Plus is one, Lambda variant, okay. Also, there's other things that are going on, but keep your eye on the Lambda variant. That is for those who are doing the numbers, C.37 or B1.1.1.
Okay, quick question for you, Dr. P. As we talk about the coronaviruses, there all seem to be many different kind of coronaviruses. How do we track the severity of those particular viruses? So as a novice, let's say, and because I remember going back looking at, I think it was a Clorox can or something like that, and there was something about that in regarding to how it would defeat or at least put a damper on the coronavirus. So are there a lot of different kinds that we as a consumer have to be worried about, or are they how do they stack, and how do we look at it?
Yeah, and we did speak about this a long time ago when it first came out. We can revisit again, but this is actually coronavirus, or is actually a form. It's like a family of variant, and then that's why when you look on the back of, you'll see on Lysol or something like that, it'll say coronavirus. Because it's a family. But when it starts to now mutate into variants, and that's what we're talking about, it's starting to build, and now you got a group or a family. It's a group and family of dominants now that are starting to move, and that's what the combination of the SARS and the MARS, all the different variations are now pulling together. So yes, it is a family, but these are the more aggressive variants that now cause other things, like go directly to the lungs. And that's what we were talking about last week, where people are thinking that it's a lung disease. It's not really a lung disease, it's a blood disease. So we have to clean the blood. So that's why we talk about the blood cleansers, doing things like that. But yes, it's a family. So the Lambda, we got to keep an eye on the Lambda, make sure that that's something that we want to keep on the radar. All right, Big B, we got folks that want to call in. If you have a question or concern, testimony, something that you want to discuss, give us a call. Big B, give them the information, and then I'm going to go into my topic for today.
All right, guys, here we go, guys. For those of you that are out, let's put it like this, in the local area, that's Philadelphia, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, you can reach out to us right here at 215-634-8065. That's locally, 215-634-8065. If you're out of the calling area, you can get us right here at 1-866-361-0900. Again, that number is 866-361-0900. That's WRD Radio 96.1 FM, 900 AM, right here in Philadelphia.
All right, yes, Big B. All right, Big B. I got something I want to, when with my grandma, and Ethel said something. She said, "Lil Paul."
I knew that was coming.
Lil Paul, I got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Talk to me.
I knew that was like, that's an old saying for, I got something to talk to you about. I got a bone to pick with you. Well, here's the bone that we're going to pick today. And this is called fins and scales you shall freely eat.
Here we go. Okay.
But with fins without scales, leave it alone. I want to talk to you about fish. And, I don't think I've covered this one, in detail like this, because people will say, well, can you do something on, if you're a pescatarian? That's what a pescatarian is, someone who may eat, they may have nuts, berries, seed, vegetables, fruits, and then they have a little fish.
Right.
It almost goes back to the Essenes diet. The Essenes were the mystical Jews that actually had the meticulous observance of things like the Levitical laws and the Deuteronomy and things like that. So with that, I want to go into fins and scales.
Oh,
Big
my.
V.
Okay. Boy,
This is always a very interesting subject because it talks about, the foods you shall eat and the ones you shall not have. And, so many people, when you go to the top 10 toxic foods list that I put out, and they go down the list and they'll say, oh, you mean I can't eat shrimp?
We're going to our roaches again today. Boy, did you start.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Then that's when I say to myself, I got to do a show on this one, man, because it's that important.
Yes.
If you don't know, you just don't know.
Yeah.
There's once folks used to always say, ignorance is like having a cold. Sometimes you can't help it. You just don't know.
That's true. Yep.
And lack of information. My children shall perish for lack of information or knowledge.
Yes.
And that's why when we lack information, we need to get more information. But you got to make sure you're getting the information from the right source. That's the key.
Yeah.
And a lot of times information tends to be skewed a little bit, coming from different sources. So you got to make sure you're getting it from the right source. And in this source right here, I'm going to pull it right out the Bible on this one. But you can have scriptural, any scriptures from whatever your faith, if you're talking about the Bible, or scriptures around the world, and many cultures and religions talk about cleanliness of the body. Know thee not that the body's the temple of the Holy Spirit.
Right.
But also that the trees, the herbs of the meat of the earth, the trees are for the healing of the nations. We're talking about all good stuff here. These are the things that keep your body clean. So when you are partaking with certain things, you got to be careful with certain things like fins and scales. You got to watch what's happening. And so there are some, I want to go down a list of certain fish that people are saying, well, wait a minute. Well, where does it say this? Okay, I'm glad you asked, Big B. I'm glad you asked.
Now, where are we getting this from? We getting this from Deuteronomy or
this one right here is Leviticus 11.
11? Yes, sir.
9 through 12. Got it? Write that down, family. If you got a pen and pad, write it down.
Okay.
I'm sure there's other scriptural books, but we're just going to use this one for today.
Okay.
Of course, because we want to just make sure we're highlighting specifically Levitical laws with those who have actually Leviticus or Deuteronomy, both of them. So I'm just happen to be doing this specific one. These are, you may eat of all that are in the water. Whatever is in the water has fins and scales.
Yes,
whether in the seas or in the rivers that you may eat. But all in the seas or in the rivers that do not have fins and scales, all that move in the water, or any living thing which is in the water, they are an abomination to you. Got it? They shall be an abomination to you, and they shall not eat their flesh, and you shall regard their carcasses as an abomination. Whatever in the water does not have fins and scales, that shall be an abomination to you. Simple as that. That's Leviticus 11, 9 through 12. Now, also Deuteronomy 14, 9 through 10.
There you go.
Deuteronomy 14, 9 through 10. These you may eat of all that are in the waters. You may eat all that have fins and scales, and whatever does not have fins and scales you shall not eat. It is unclean to you. Now, why? Because if it has fins and scales, it's upper swimmers. You know the upper swimmers? If you're watching online, you can see me. I'm throwing my hands up like here. Can you see me, Big Feet, by the way?
I see all that.
I can't see you, so I'm looking at myself here. All right. Fins and scales up here, y'all. Right? And if your fins and scales, that means poop falls where? To the bottom.
Yep, to the bottom.
Got it. Falls to the bottom. So that means the bottom feeders tend to be the ones that are going the cleanup crew. That's the cleanup crew. That's why you don't want to eat what's on the bottom. That's where the sludge parasites, the bacterias, all that stuff is going on. And then also at the same time, there's fish, fins, and scales. But there's ones that have fins but no scales that are on the bottom.
Right.
So we're going to go into that today. I'm going to break that down. We're going to take a quick break, though. Y'all better get your pens and pads ready, big. Get your pens and pads. I'm going to break down some fish.
I got mine, buddy.
I'm going to step on some fish, too. I'm going to step on some crustaceans and fish. We're going to talk about all that. It's Dr. Paul and Big B here on the Green Hour. 900 AM, 96.1 FM. We'll be right back.
Berger Montague is a Philadelphia-based plaintiffs' class action law firm committed to helping Philadelphia's black community. Berger Montague maintains a strong commitment to fostering diversity and equity throughout the legal community and in society in general. In 2020, Berger Montague filed a pro bono case against the IRS when they refused to send COVID-19 stimulus checks to federal benefits recipients with dependent children. Thanks to Berger Montague, people across the United States were able to obtain dependent benefit checks that they desperately needed. Berger Montague supports WURD Radio and Philadelphia's black community. For more information about Berger Montague Law Firm, please call 215-875-3033 or email at info@bm.net.
Whatever the world brings, we're always moving forward. Reinventing business, reimagining home, and re-emphasizing community. At PICO, we're redefining support, finding new ways to provide financial assistance, supporting opportunities for good jobs, and uplifting our communities. We're by your side through it all, because whatever the future holds, you're ready to take it on, and we're ready to power it. Find the support you need at pico.com.
So many times we say to ourselves, I need to make a difference. Well, your chance is here. Center in the Park is holding a virtual volunteer event Friday, August 6, 2021 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Advocate for those who can't, support those who can, and ensure all long-term care residents live with dignity and respect. Register for this Ombudsman event at info@centerinthepark.org. We all feel better when we do something that matters and when we do something with purpose.
Are you looking to hire diverse talent? WURD has got you covered. We just launched a brand new job portal to help connect you with diverse talent in Philadelphia and beyond. If you would like to have your jobs featured on our job portal, give us a call at 215-425-7875 or send us an email at sales@wordradio.com. Check out the job portal today on our livelihood website at wordworks.com. That's WURDworks.com and click jobs.
This is not a fad for us. We will not resume our regular programming when things die down. We're not black to help our bottom line or because it's politically correct. We're not joining a fight. This has been our fight, our message, our people. Black lives have always mattered here. We are undeniably, indefatigably, unapologetically, permanently Black Talk Media. WURD. Stand with WURD Radio, the only black-owned talk radio station in Pennsylvania. Did you know you can join the Forward movement and amplify voices of the black community as a digital member for as low as $5 per month? Visit membership at wordradio.com or call 215-425-7875. We need you. Show your support. Start or renew your Forward membership today. You're listening to The Green Hour, exclusively on WURD Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, Black Talk Media.
And we are back. And Jordan, I got a little echo again, buddy.
I don't know what it is, man.
It's like I had reverb. What's up there? All right. Okay, family, if you join us, it's Dr. Paul and Bill 1L Morgan, The Green Hour, and today we're talking about fins and scales. You shall freely eat, but anything that has fins with no scales, leave alone. Got it? Big B, this is a toughie, man. Sometimes, you know, you got to know what you're eating. Now, reading labels more so, not just because of the species from where it comes from, but also understanding that there's a chemical aspect of things going on right now. You know, so I'm going to talk about that last piece. We're going to go into one of those chemicals I think you need to be aware of.
Right.
But you know, this thing about food, you know, when it comes to fish, has been something that's getting a lot of people, because people are saying, I'm transitioning off my heavy meats, man. You know, I'm feeling better. I'm feeling better. And I'm starting to now, you know, because, you know, fish has always been known to be a brain food, you know, for your brain. Makes you sharp, man. Makes you sharp, you know. So we want to go into some of those things. What are some of the good foods, okay, that, or fish, that you can have. Now, I'm going to go down a list, and I'm not going to be able to give everyone because, you know, there's too many. There's too many.
There's a skilling bunch of them, boy.
I
got 7 pages of them, if you can believe that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many fish that have fins and scales, and then I'm going to go into the ones that just have fins, okay? Because that becomes a problem when you start to look at, you know, I come from a fisherman's family. You know, I used to fish every weekend. You know, so I have a strong understanding. And now as I get older, I know why I was told to fish the way I was supposed to fish. Like, for example, you know, one of the fish that people don't know that's a scavenger is the flounder. Yeah, the flounder. The flounder is a scavenger. You know, he actually sits on the bottom. But when he starts off like a regular fish. I don't know if y'all can see me. You're like a regular fish that swims, you know, like in the water. But as he gets older, or its species gets older, one eye on the one side goes over to the other side.
You better shut up.
Yes. What? And then goes down to the bottom and sits on the bottom.
Oh,
and he's down there with the crabs moving around.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why when you look at a flounder, it's white on the bottom, and it's camouflage on top. But that camouflage is what? That's not fins. That's skin. That's why when we used to fish for flounder, because that's what I said when I was little. You know, that's where we went out. We just caught fish, and that was one of the fish that we had. The way you would catch, they would tell you to catch it by throwing it out in the ocean, and then hit the bottom. And when it was on the bottom, drag your line on the bottom, and boom, you got one. There you go.
Wow.
And that's why you would grab them in. Now, when you clean them, you could not, you know, like the other fish, you have a scaler. You have a little scaler that you scale down, right?
Yep.
Now, with this one, you had to take some like pliers. My grandfather used to take a pair of pliers, cut them around there, and then you gotta skin them. Oh, yes.
Google.
I mean, fishing folks
just
know what I'm talking about.
Look, you just messed up a lot of church folks' food.
I know that, right? But you know what? This is what, you know, if someone who knows fish, and I'm maybe I can get some co-signers to call in, but y'all know what I'm talking about. When you skin certain fish, you got to skin them. You got to pull them around there, and you just, you know, pull them.
Yeah. I've seen that done.
You know, eels like that too.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right, let's go. I'm going to give you a couple first. These are clean fish. These are the ones that you can eat. We have the bass. Okay, the bass. And that's small or largemouth. Okay, bluefish. Bluefish. I'm not going to go all through all of them, y'all. It's just too many. It's just way too many. Bluegill. I'm just trying to pick out the ones that I know that are very popular. Bluegills. All right. The other one, carp.
Okay.
Carp has fins and scales.
Right.
Cod, because a lot of people have asked me, is this cod okay? Is a cod okay? I like cod. I like cod cakes.
Yeah. Okay.
Cod. Believe it or not, the crappie. You know, like the little crappie.
The little
crappie, little smallmouth crappies. They usually roll around with bass. You know, in the fresh water. Yep. The drum.
Okay.
The grouper. The grouper.
Okay. That big ugly fish.
That big one, man. You ever see anybody online pulling in groupers down in Florida?
They're all puffed up. They're
oh
big,
man,
big things.
you can break. It's almost like they'll pull you right in, man.
Oh, wow.
Haddock.
Okay.
Haddock. HADDOCK.
OCK, right.
Hake.
Mm-hmm.
Hake.
HAKE, right?
HAKE. Yep.
Right, I got you.
Herring.
Oh, okay.
Herring. Okay.
Yeah,
now,
herring, or they call alewife, right? It's another name.
Right. Now I must be very specific with this one, okay? Because there is the Indo-Pacific king mackerel. Got it? But there is a mackerel that is not. So I'm specifically saying the king mackerel.
Okay.
Mackerel. Got it?
Right, uh-huh.
Also, we have the king croaker.
Right.
Anybody know about croakers? Anybody have you ever caught a croaker, man?
I heard the name, but I had no idea what it was.
That was the first fish I ever caught out on a boat, man. When you get them, when you bring them up, you're gonna know why they call them croakers.
Uh-oh. I only think I'm gonna close my eyes. I can't look at
they have this like croaker, this
that big
thing going on. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, I got you.
Here's Dr. Paul's favorite, kingfish. Oh, I love kingfish.
Look out now.
I love some kingfish. Yes, kingfish. You know, and also for my West African family, I love kingfish and cassava. Cassava leaf. Yes. Okay. Also marlin.
All right. That's the
marlin.
big. That's the big.
Yeah, that's the one. Marlin.
All right.
Minnow.
Okay. Mullet, right? How about mullet?
Mullet. Yep. Mullet.
Ah, okay.
Absolutely. Mullet. I'm going to stop right there because we got callers calling in.
Okay.
And we're going to take some calls right now. Who's the first caller? Is that Aaliyah?
Aaliyah, right from Virginia. Aaliyah from Virginia. Aaliyah, there?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, Aaliyah. How are you?
I'm doing good today. Thank you so much for everything, you and Bill. I wanted to ask you, Dr. Paul, how do you feel? I eat a lot of baked tofu. How do you feel about tofu? Is it okay to eat? I say a lot. I eat it about 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah, you got to watch the tofu. Only the only red flags we have about tofu. Remember, tofu does fall on the acidic side. Okay.
Oh.
It does fall on the acidic side. If you pull down the chart, the chart would be the acid alkaline food chart. You have to understand where that is. You know, it falls on the acidic side. So you remember that's you know, when you get that, it's when you mix it, maybe a stir fry, things like that. It's a protein, you know, because it does come from a protein. But you have to understand that it is definitely it falls on the acidic side. So be careful, not too much of it. Got it?
Okay.
Now you can use other forms of protein. You know, what other protein? You sound like a vegetarian or vegan. Are you correct?
Yes, for 45 years I've been a vegetarian, and I've now reduced my fish intake to only about 2 times a month. So I don't get that much protein. I get it from like green vegetables and peas and beans. I get a lot of different beans. So,
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, and also don't forget the portobellos. You know, the portobellos are good also for a meat substitute. You know, those are very good. The large portobellos. So just I would still go to the website, download that the acid alkaline food chart, and you can get a good idea of some of the other ones that are on there. So just be mindful of it, okay?
Okay, thank you so much, very much.
Okay, thank you. All right. We got John from South Jersey.
Good afternoon, Dr. Paul, Bill, and WURD family.
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
I wanted you to put the Dr. Paul spin on 3 things that I've been hearing. Then I'm going to hang up and let you unpack it for me. One is 80% of what we eat should be raw, organic, fruits and vegetables. The other one is if we eat what we're supposed to eat 85% of the time, our bodies can handle the other 15%. And the third one is feed your body or your body will feed on you. And I'm going to hang up and let you unpack for me.
See, you trying to start some stuff. John, you trying to start some stuff. But I thought we love you anywho.
John said, I'm
and then hey, John, and then he going to leave us like that.
You leave with that, feed your body or your body going to feed on you.
Feed on you.
Hey, John, you know, I can't say nothing to you, brother. Yes, you're absolutely spot on.
Yeah, buddy.
That's the John spending day. So 80% of fruit and vegetables, absolutely. You know, you're trying to get as much as if you're going to eat fruits and vegetables. That's your energy. Remember, this is an energy game, y'all. This is not the fruit and the vegetables. It's the energy in them. So if you're eating dead food with no energy, then you can't expect to have energy. That's why the food is being denatured by the soils. You know, when they start to pull out the energy and the nitrites and things that are in the soil through industrialization and pesticides, it's killing the soil. So the soil yields a weak crop. So now the food doesn't have what it's supposed to have. Now, how do you expect to feed your body when you have a low charge? That's like having a low battery and putting it in a device, expecting it to give you the optimum performance. It can't do it. So that's why you have to start to get more fruits and vegetables that are higher, not only intake numbers, but also the right amount. That's we say alkaline base, which means number 9s. We try to get the number 9s. Remember, alkaline base, number 9s. If you go into fruits and vegetables, make sure that these fruits also, if you have the ability, if you're doing your own garden, you want to get in organic seeds and soils. Or if you're pulling from a farm, the question you want to ask them is, are these organic seeds and soils that I can get this from? Yes, 85, I think what was the second question? 85% can be handled. I think he was mentioned the second question was 85%. I believe that's dealing with digestion, John, because when your body, when you're eating food, especially meat, it takes about 85% of your energy to digest it. Yes. That's why the heaviest of all of it is beef. Beef is going to really wear you out. It's going to make you tired. Big B, you can wear you out on some beef. Buddy. Sits in the system longer than any of the meats. That means people have meat that's just sitting and putrefying in the gut. And usually it's on the left-hand side of what's called the descending side of the colon. You have ascending, transverse, and descending side. On that left side, sometimes you got a little pain on the left side. You say, what is this pain I can't? Heavy meat eaters, heavy beef eaters, it gets stuck on that side. So that's where we got to start to now understand that 85%, almost 90% of your energy it takes to eat and break down meat. That's why when people eat meat too late at night, they're going to wake up, they're going to be real tired. They're going to say, wow, I feel like I got no sleep last night. Yeah, you didn't get any sleep because while you were sleeping, your body was working. You got it? So that's what.
You know what's interesting about that, Doc? Well, I remember when I was in the service, and when I was assisting a pathologist and doing autopsies, and when I would run and just open the gut up, and when you lay it open, the beef was still there.
You got it.
And I never. My question was, does the body ever die? Does it ever dissolve this stuff over time? But it takes forever.
Takes forever. Takes forever. To break it down.
Now, as I look at it now I understand why one is so tired, because it takes so much to dissolve all this stuff. The body has to, go at it.
Now, what breaks it down then? Just like John said, feed your body or else it feeds on you. Got it? So what's happening? Fruits and vegetables. That's where your vegetables have complex carbohydrates, which is what breaks down, and that's the amino acids that actually have the ability to break down meats. So now when you want to get rid of, because of the consumption of so much meat, a lot of people, can't digest or break that down. A lot of the excess fats and things, the body says, I can't get rid of it. I ran out of energy to break it down. So what am I going to do, Big B, with all this leftover, fats that I can't get rid of it? Stuff it in the flesh. So that's when we stuff it in the flesh, that's what's called cellulite.
And that's another reason why you shouldn't drink while you're eating too, because otherwise that's all that meat has to sit before it pulls out all the liquids before it gets to, so you get rot that smells like a garbage dump.
You got it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to my list. To my list. Where did I leave off? Kingfish.
Yes.
Well, actually, mullet. I think I left with mullet was the last one. So there is also, I said the king mackerel And then there is a Spanish mackerel. Okay, so there's Spanish mackerel too. So there's a differentiation you want to know with the mackerel, because it's it's the Pacific king mackerel and the Spanish mackerel that are good. Those are fins and scales. But there is another mackerel that is a scavenger. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Okay. Next one would be perch.
Right.
Perch.
Okay.
You ever see a perch? Perch.
I've seen the perch. Yes, I have.
Perch. Pike. A pike fish. That's the long one. You ever see the long pike?
It's the long snout. That real long thing.
long snout.
I thought it was a devilfish for a long time.
Devilfish. Yes. It actually has three names. They either call it a pike or a pickerel, which is a Pickerel.
Right.
Or it can also be called the jackfish. That's what they call jackfish. I used to remember all this stuff when I was fishing. That's why I'm like sitting there like I was like, wow, I remember all of this. I used to do it all the time. Rockfish.
Yes.
Rockfish.
Yes.
Rockfish. Yep. All right, now salmon. Let's talk about salmon.
Okay.
Oh,
don't hurt me now, Dr. Paul.
Yeah. Salmon. Yes, I would normally say yes, salmon. And yes, people will say yes, but it's farm raised or it's wild caught. And they told me it was the best. But all the way up till January 1st, 2020, all salmon have the ability to be modified. Induction, bringing into the United States. We talked about this a long time ago. They wanted to make a larger salmon. So how do you do it? You get into gene manipulation. Okay, when you're actually making this thing grow larger, we're going to make it grow larger. But guess what? We want to make it grow larger because we're, greedy and diabolical.
Yes.
We want to make it larger. So how do we do that? Well, we have to mix it with something from its primary source, genetically engineer this thing so that it make it a grow. So what do? We grab this thing called the snook. It's an eel. It's a form of a eel. They take the human growth hormone, that HGH, of that and put it from the embryo state into the salmon. Now this thing grows. It now starts to grow. Now the FDA says, well, wait a minute. If you come in and we do this, we're going to have to stop this. You're going to have strict regulations, because if they ever got into the ocean, Big B, you're going to have a whale of a salmon.
Yes, sir.
So we can't let that happen. So also not only strict regulations, but we're also going to have to make sure that you have the ability to keep reporting on this. So also, last thing, strict reporting, strict monitoring, but also you don't have to tell them until 2022. So you don't have to label it on the product till 2022.
Wow.
So if you've been eating salmon, you just don't know. Not saying that everyone has it now. I don't want to step on those that are still talking the way we're talking, trying to keep it real, trying to keep it 100. I'm just speaking to those that, maybe the locks, the high-level locks. There's one called locks, or, high-level salmons that get into like the smoked salmons and things like that. They may have still keeping it real on their side, but you just don't know. So family, just be careful with the salmon, because I say just stay away from it. Be sure, because 2022, they're going to have to tell you now. They got to tell you. It's got to be on the label.
Wow.
All right, next one, sardines. This is a big one.
Okay.
Sardine is good, y'all, but it's the packaging of how they do it. What are they packing in oil? Are they packing it in, canola oil? What are they packing it in?
Oh, here we go.
You're packing in. Sometimes you're getting the mercury, and you got also the metals. You got a lot of stuff going on with sardine, and it's not the sardine, but it's the structural processing industry of it that causes pollutants. Got it? But normally sardines are good. Shad, and another one is called sheephead. Sheephead. You've heard of sheephead, right? And the last one I'm gonna give here is called silver hake. Silver hake. Everybody knows what silver hake is. That's the name that they don't use a lot of, but the silver hake is really the whiting. That's whiting.
Okay. All right.
All right, so who do you have? We got Spread Love on the line. Spread Love?
God bless, Dr. Paul.
God bless, man. How you doing?
Good job of glory, Dr. Paul. How you making out?
All right, all right.
Man, we talking about fish, man.
Hey, let's fish around for something good.
What's up, buddy?
And God bless the brother Big Bill. How you making out, family?
Doing well, my friend. Always doing well.
Okay, give thanks. Happy to hear. So as always, give thanks for y'all coming on. Give thanks for the entire WRD family. A jolly elated Earth Strong, the brother Woody. If I ain't got it mistaken, it was his Earth Strong on Friday.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes.
He's in good company. Yeah. That's also the Earth Strong of Rest of Soul, Bob Marley's mother.
Uh-huh.
And His Imperial Majesty, Emperor King Haile Selassie I, Rastafari.
All right. Earth Day, brother. Happy Earth Day.
That's a great team. Of course, rest in peace to our elder, Ali Salahuddin. And everyone that enjoys his spirit. May we all receive comfort. And our brother Jordan on the board is always doing an amazing job. And you know, I always say, let's remember and uplift all those suffering and always give thanks for those working to make it better, like yourselves. And we bear in mind everyone incarcerated, especially incarcerated falsely, free Mumia. I just got a couple things real quick. One, with the Empress that just called in and asked about the tofu, remember, if I'm not mistaken, tofu's made out of soy, right?
Right, that is correct. But remember, it's the soy that's been genetically modified that's got the attention.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the one. Yeah, you got to, if you do get, remember, it is a soy product. So you want to get it from, make sure it says non-GMO soy. You know, soy's got a bad rap. You know, the bad rap is that it raises estrogen levels. And if you're having, you know, someone that may be experiencing estrogen increasing for someone who has breast cancer or something like that, or even little boys grows breasts, you know, things like that causes hormonal problems. Those are tests that are done, and those research projects that you were done always goes back to not looking at real soy. They're looking at genetically modified soy. And any study that does not recognize genetic modifications, GMO soys at this point, you can't look at it as a verifiable study. Yeah.
Thank you for making that distinction. Okay, and then the next one, if I'm not mistaken, warn people about catfish.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get there yet. We going to get down to the ones to stay away from. I ain't even get started yet, and I'm trying to get through here, bro. I'm gonna get through this list, okay?
And I'm going to get off the line. I only got one more question. What about snapper? Can we get down with the snapper?
Yes, snapper is down. He is down. We got snapper. I think I went through snapper already. I thought I mentioned snapper. I didn't think I went to snapper right now. Red snapper, yes, absolutely. Red snapper, you know, the white snapper, yep. Silver snapper, all those. Then you see the snapper it goes by several different names. They also call that the Ebu or the Jobish, or even the Lehigh, Anaga. And these are names that our ancestors gave. You know, the red snapper. There's another name, the Uku. That's the Uku. You may see this in a lot of our cultural language, and where we in, you know, African, West African, and African, East African, or South African dishes. You know, they may call it a different name, but that's red snapper. That's the snapper. All right, bro? That's it, man. You good.
God bless and give thanks, Dr. Paul. Like I just said, I'm a snap to it. More
yes.
All right, buddy. Have a great one, man.
Big B, I had a guy that used to be the fish man, used to come around the way, down the way. You know, he used to say, I mean, it was so to the point where I remembered it every single week, you know, when it came through. You know, he used to think, he's called the fish man. Fish man, here comes the fish man. Fish man was just like the ice cream man. When he hit, everybody came out. Fridays was his big day. Fridays, everybody remembered. It was one dude. I don't remember who the dude was, man, but I remember his tune. You know how it went? It hit me so much, I remembered the tune. You know how I go? You want to hear how I go? It goes like this. He would say, dash fish, this thing, the man, the fish man, fish man. That was his tune. Every young person that was in our neighborhood remembered that tune. They said, oh, yeah, I remember that dude. He had like a little rap that he came through. Friday fish. And he had all these different fish. But one of the things that people used to always say, you know, I want to make sure I get some of that good, you know, red snapper. Got some of that There were weekies, all those that he's had everything. So where do we leave off, Big B? I think I left off at shad. Is that sheephead or shad? I did the whiting. Got it?
You ended up with snapper. That's where you ended up with.
Red snapper, right.
Yes.
Soulfish. Soul. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Tarpon.
Okay.
Now here's one thing I want y'all to really understand. This one, I want you to understand the real understanding of where this fish comes from. Yes. And it's very much, I don't recommend this fish, but its real origin actually is a fin and a scale, which is tilapia.
Right.
Tilapia. But here's the problem. Tilapia has been modified so much, and it is now considered a toxic fish because of what they're doing to it. It actually came out of Egypt. That was an old one. That came from Egypt. Its species originated out of Egypt, and then they actually modified it and did some stuff to it. So actually, no tilapia, y'all. I know, because that's the one that comes up all the time. No tilapia. Got it?
Yes.
No tilapia. Got it? I'm not saying eat tilapia. I said no. It is a fin and scale, though. But it is a toxicity because of what they're doing to it. They're grabbing it from those places. Trout and weakfish.
Yes.
Weekies. You remember weekies? Woo.
Yes.
Weekies. Yep. All right. Tuna. There's actually about 4 or 5 variations of tuna. Tuna can be the ahi, the aku, which is AKU, albacore, bonito, and the tombo. Those are the ones that I recommend. Got it? That's 5 variations of the tuna that are considered correct, fins and scales.
All right. Okay.
You also, I mentioned the whitefish. Whitefish, you'll see a lot of whitefish in a lot of the West African dishes, especially like the different white meals, especially like the cassava leaf and things like that. White, which is whiting. And then I'm going to give you one more, yellowtail.
Okay.
Yellowtail. All right? Now, here's the ones to stay away from. Basa. B-A-S-A.
Yes.
Bullhead.
My.
Catfish. There you go, bro.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's a vacuum cleaner for the sea.
Yeah, the vacuum cleaner. Eel, that's where they got that. You remember I told you where that genetic modification happened for the salmon. Eel.
Yeah, buddy, exactly.
The European turbot, T-U-R-B-O-T. Now, here's the one that I was saying that you gotta, some kinds are clean, but there's one of mackerel, just a regular mackerel is a scavenger. Got it? And they also call it a cobia, C-O-B-I-A.
Right.
Okay. Paddlefish. That's the one with the flat head. You ever see a paddlefish?
Yes.
Of course, shark. Got it. Sturgeon. Yep. Sturgeon.
Yes.
That's one of the ones that send a lot of caviar, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
Sturgeon. And here's one that's going to hit these last two going to get some folks. Swai.
Yes.
Yes, swai. Actually,
that's just another catfish, right?
That's an Asian catfish.
Okay.
And the last one is the swordfish.
Right.
Got it? Last thing also, because Jordan's telling me we got to go, man. I can't believe. Yes, he said
Jordan.
Shellfish.
Yes.
So the shellfish with no clam.
Wow.
No conch. Remember the conch? All crabs. And that includes crawfish. Got it? The krill. The lobster. Mussels. Oysters. Scallops. And the last one, drum roll.
Hip.
Shrimp. Yeah, shrimp.
Oh, boy.
All right, and also, if you're talking about soft body, that would be like the cuttlefish, the jellyfish, the octopus, the squid, which is actually calamari. Those are all, that's not good. Those are toxic fishes. They are considered unclean. So I hope that you got this today. Big B, I don't know if you made a list there and checked it twice.
I got the list right here, my friend.
Oh, man.
My prayer is that the family listens very carefully. Folks, we want you to understand something. We love you, but Look, it's just real. And the reality is we want you healthy. And the only way you can do that and to stay healthy is what? Is to put in you the right stuff.
Right. That's right. And we're talking about, we got this originally. If you want to go back, pick up a Bible, pick up a sword,
Right,
look at Leviticus 11, 9 through 12, Deuteronomy 14, 9 through 10. If you want to look at that, it'll tell you all the different things that, remember, fins and scales you shall freely eat.
Yes.
Scales, leave them alone. Big B, we got to go, man. But I hope that you got something out of this, man. We had to move fast today.
Yes.
I don't know if we had a couple of more callers on the line, but we weren't able to get to. But we'll try to get you next week. I hope this has been informative to you, because a lot of people are saying, I'm having issues with the fish right now. There's another thing that we look out for, and I mentioned this about 2 weeks ago. It's called sodium tripolyphosphate. Sodium tripolyphosphate. That's a chemical that they're soaking the fish in right now. Look for that on all of those, especially the shellfish, like shrimp, lobsters, crabs, stuff like that. And it soaks them. And that's very toxic for the endocrine system, messes up the endocrine system. So we want to move forward and just say, if you know better, do better, family. All right? All right, B, we got to go. But family, if you want to get a hold of me, you can call me at 215-779-7355. That's 215-779-7355 or 1-877-377-2854. That's 1-877-377-2854. Or go to my website, www.drpaulherbs.com, and you can download these lists for the top 10 toxic foods, also acid alkaline food chart, and then also we got that blood chart, man. All that good stuff, man, of the herbs. Big one, keep the blood clean. Got it? All right, family. We want to thank all those, and also go to the website and sign up for Wednesday, which is Family Tree, right?
Family Tree, yes.
Cutting up on Wednesdays. So we want to give also a thanks to our producers, Michael Ledbetter, Laurel Lomax, and our president CEO, Sarah Lomax-Reese, and entire Lomax family. Hey, Miss Beverly, we love you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for inviting us and to have this space where we can talk the way we talk and to give the information the way we need to spread the information. So we thank you. God bless you. Big B, thank you, brother.
Yeah, man, always.
All right, Jordan Booth, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, man. I appreciate you both.
Jordan hanging out with the sharks.
Be encouraged.
Oh, man, that's going to be rough. I sense a fight coming on.
Be encouraged, because if you're breathing,
you got a shot. God bless everybody.